My dear child, I did not bring you this far to leave you. Every step of your journey has been leading to this moment. I have been building something magnificent in your life, and tonight, I am going to show you the blueprints. Your victory is not just coming. Your victory is not just on its way. Your victory is already decided. It has already been decreed. It has already been signed and sealed and stamped with my approval in the courts of heaven. The only thing left is for it to manifest in the realm where you can see it, touch it, experience it with your physical senses. And I am about to do something in your life that you never thought possible. I need you to understand something that your mind has been struggling to accept. Your victory is not just coming. Your victory is not just on its way. Your victory is not just something that might happen if the conditions are right, and if you do everything perfectly, and if the timing finally aligns. Your victory is already decided. It has already been decreed. It has already been signed and sealed and stamped with my approval in the courts of heaven. The only thing left is for it to manifest in the realm where you can see it, touch it, experience it with your physical senses. But in the spiritual realm, in the realm where true reality exists, in the realm where battles are won or lost before they ever show up in your visible world, your victory is already complete. You have been carrying wounds that I see every single day. Wounds that were inflicted by disappointment. Wounds that came from trusting people who did not deserve your trust. Wounds that opened up when promises that sounded so real, so genuine, so absolutely certain, turned out to be nothing but empty words spoken by empty hearts who never had any intention of keeping them. You believed those promises. You built expectations around those promises. You made plans and adjustments and sacrifices because you actually thought those people meant what they said. And when they broke those promises, when they walked away, when they revealed that their words had been nothing but manipulation or convenience or temporary emotions with no real substance behind them, something inside you broke as well. I watched it happen. I was there in the moment when you realized you had been deceived. I was there when the truth crashed down on you, and you had to face the reality that what you thought was solid ground was actually just sand that was washing away beneath your feet. I was there when you felt the pain of betrayal cut through your chest like a knife, when you felt the humiliation of realizing you had been foolish enough to believe in something that was never real in the first place. I was there when you cried alone, when you asked yourself how you could have been so blind, when you wondered if you would ever be able to trust anyone again, including yourself. And I am here now, telling you that I saw every tear. I felt every moment of your pain. I collected every broken piece of your heart. And I am about to do something with those pieces that you never thought possible. I am not just going to put them back together. I am not just going to repair what was broken. I am going to rebuild you from the ground up, using materials that are stronger, more beautiful, more resilient than anything you had before. I am going to take the very wounds that nearly destroyed you and turn them into the foundation for a victory so overwhelming that when you look back on this season, you will not even recognize the person you used to be. But here is what I need you to understand. In the process of letting people hurt you, in the process of trusting empty promises, in the process of looking to human beings to provide what only I can provide, you forgot something crucial. You forgot that in this life, in this broken world, in this realm where sin and selfishness and deception exist, I am the only one who never fails. I am the only one whose promises are guaranteed. I am the only one whose love is unconditional, whose faithfulness is absolute, whose commitment to you cannot be shaken by circumstances or emotions or inconvenience. Every other source you turn to will eventually disappoint you. Not because they are all evil, not because they all mean to hurt you, but because they are human. And humans are limited. Humans are flawed. Humans change. Humans fail. But my love for you is greater than any pain you have experienced. My love is deeper than the wounds that were inflicted on you. My love is stronger than the betrayal, more powerful than the disappointment, more constant than anything you have ever known or will ever know from any other source. My affection for you is sweeter than any affection you have received from people who claim to care about you, but prove through their actions that their care had limits, had conditions, had expiration dates. When I say I love you, it is not a feeling that will fade. It is not a mood that will change. It is not a commitment that I will reconsider when things get difficult, or when you fail to meet my expectations. My love is eternal, unchanging, unshakable, and absolutely certain. And right now, my love is reaching into the deepest parts of your broken heart and beginning a healing process that you desperately need but have been afraid to allow. You have been protecting yourself. You have been building walls. You have been keeping everyone at a distance because you decided that if you never trust anyone again, you can never be hurt again. But those walls that you built to keep pain out have also been keeping healing out. Those defenses that you erected to protect yourself have also been preventing you from receiving what I want to give you. And I am telling you right now that it is time to let those walls come down. Not so that people can hurt you again, but so that I can reach the places inside you that are still bleeding, still infected, still crying out for relief. My arm is strong enough to heal your wounded heart. My touch is gentle enough to reach the most tender places without causing more pain. My presence is safe enough that you can let your guard down without fear. I am not going to betray you. I am not going to use your vulnerability against you. I am not going to wait until you are fully exposed and then walk away or mock you or take advantage of your trust. I am going to do what I have been wanting to do since the moment you were hurt. I am going to pour my healing power into every crack, every wound, every scar, every place where pain has taken up residence. And I am going to speak my word over your desperation, over your anxiety, over your fear that you will never be whole again. My word is going to bring comfort where there has been torment. My word is going to bring hope where there has been despair. My word is going to bring peace where there has been chaos. I know you are still afraid. I know the memories still haunt you. I know there are moments when something happens, a word someone says, a situation that feels too familiar, a person who reminds you of someone who hurt you, and suddenly you are right back in that place of pain, feeling everything all over again as if it just happened. Those triggers are real. Those flashbacks are painful. Those moments when the past invades your present and steals your peace are exhausting. But I want you to know something. Even from your memory, I am going to erase the marks that were left by those who crucified your trust. Even from the deepest recesses of your mind, I am going to remove the stains that were left by those who used nails of cruelty to mark you with shame and bitterness and resentment. You did not deserve what was done to you. You did not deserve to be treated with such callousness, such disregard, such intentional harm. Those who hurt you made a choice to prioritize their own desires, their own convenience, their own selfishness over your well-being. They chose to use you instead of value you. They chose to discard you instead of cherish you. They chose to inflict pain instead of offering love. And their choices left marks on you. Marks that you have been carrying like brands on your soul, reminding you every day that you are not enough, that you are not worth keeping, that you are disposable. But I am telling you right now that those marks do not define you. Those scars do not determine your value. Those wounds do not have the final say over who you are or what you are worth or what kind of future you are going to have. I am erasing those marks. I am removing those stains. I am healing those wounds so completely that when I am finished, when my work in you is complete, you will look at yourself and not see the damage that others inflicted. You will see the masterpiece that I have been creating all along. You will see strength where there was weakness. You will see beauty where there was brokenness. You will see purpose where there was pain. And you will understand that everything you went through, as terrible as it was, as unfair as it was, as much as it should never have happened, is being transformed by my power into something that will bring glory to my name and blessing into your life. But here is what I need from you. I need your spirit to be fully healed, not partially healed. Not healed enough to function but still carrying infection beneath the surface. Not healed on the outside while still rotting on the inside. Fully healed, completely restored, entirely made whole. Because your spirit is the core of who you are. Your spirit is the part of you that connects to me, that receives from me, that hears my voice and responds to my leading. And if your spirit is wounded, if your spirit is infected with bitterness or unforgiveness or self-protection or fear, then you cannot fully receive what I want to give you. You cannot fully step into the destiny I have prepared for you. You cannot fully experience the victory that has been decreed in your name. So I need you to let me heal your spirit completely. I need you to open up every wounded place, every infected area, every part of you that is still holding on to pain and refusing to release it. I need you to trust me enough to let me touch the places that hurt the most. I need you to believe that my intentions toward you are good, that my touch will bring relief and not more pain, that my healing is complete and not just a temporary bandage. And I need you to cooperate with the healing process instead of fighting it, instead of holding on to the very things that are poisoning you from the inside out. Because once your spirit is healed, once your soul is free, once you are no longer carrying the weight of past wounds and present fears, then you will be able to give yourself fully to my will, totally, without reservation, without holding back parts of yourself because you are afraid of being hurt again, without keeping one foot out the door just in case things do not work out the way you hope, without maintaining an exit strategy or a backup plan or a secret stash of self-reliance that you can fall back on if trusting me does not seem to be working. I need all of you, not most of you. Not the parts of you that are easy to surrender. All of you. Your hopes, your dreams, your plans, your desires, your fears, your doubts, your past, your present, your future. Everything. Fully surrendered, completely submitted, entirely yielded to my purposes and my plans and my timing. This is not because I am controlling or demanding or insecure. This is because I have plans for you that require your complete cooperation. I have dreams I want to rebuild inside you. I have desires I want to write on your heart. I have visions I want to plant in your mind. And none of those things can take root properly if you are still clutching the broken pieces of old dreams, old desires, old visions that were never from me in the first place. Some of the things you have been holding on to, some of the things you have been grieving over, some of the things you thought you wanted and believed you needed were never part of my plan for you. They were distractions. They were detours. They were counterfeits designed to look like blessings, but actually leading you away from the real blessing I had prepared. So when those things fell apart, when those doors closed, when those opportunities evaporated, yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt like loss. Yes, it seemed like failure. But what actually happened was that I removed obstacles from your path. I closed doors that would have led you into frustration and disappointment. I took away options that seemed good, but would have kept you from experiencing the best I had reserved for you. And now I want to fill that empty space, that void that was left when I removed what did not belong in your life, with something infinitely better. Something that actually fits who I created you to be. Something that will bring fulfillment instead of frustration. Something that will produce joy instead of regret. I want to rebuild your dreams, not repair them, not restore them to what they were before. Rebuild them entirely, with new materials, new designs, new purposes that align with my vision for your life. I want to write new longings on your heart, desires that come from me instead of from your wounds or your fears, or your need to prove something to people who never valued you anyway. I want to plant new hopes in your mind, visions of a future that is not based on what you think you deserve, or what you think is possible based on your past, but on what I have already prepared and am now ready to release into your life. And I want to take you flying with me. I want to lift you up to heights you never expected to see. I want to show you perspectives you never imagined existed. I want to carry you above the limitations that have been holding you down, above the ceilings that others told you were as high as you could go, above the barriers that seemed permanent and immovable. I want you to spread your wings, wings you did not even know you had, and soar on the wind of my spirit until you reach the highest mountain, the highest place of blessing and favor and victory that you can possibly experience in this life. But your enemies had a different plan. The forces that have been working against you, The people who aligned themselves with darkness, whether they knew it or not. The spiritual powers that hate you because they hate me, and they hate anyone who belongs to me. All of them came together with one goal. They wanted to destroy you completely. They wanted to end your story, silence your testimony, eliminate any possibility that you might rise up and become a threat to their kingdom of lies and death and destruction. They were not content to just hurt you. They were not satisfied with just setting you back temporarily. They wanted you finished, completely, permanently, with no chance of recovery. And so they attacked you from every direction. They denied you opportunities that you had earned, that you deserved, that should have been yours by right. They blocked doors that should have opened for you. They created obstacles where the path should have been clear. They made sure that every time you tried to move forward, you ran into walls. And they did not just attack your circumstances, they attacked your reputation. They tried to fill your life with shame. They tried to drag your dignity through the mud and make sure that everyone saw you at your lowest, your most vulnerable, your most humiliated. They wanted to strip away the value that I placed on you. They wanted to convince you that you were worthless, that you had no purpose, that you would never amount to anything, that you should just give up and accept defeat. And for a while, they almost succeeded. Not in destroying you completely, because I would never allow that, but in confusing you, discouraging you, convincing you that maybe they were right, that maybe you really were not as valuable as you thought, that maybe you really did not have what it takes to overcome the obstacles in front of you. You looked at the evidence. You saw the closed doors, the missed opportunities, the people who turned away from you, the failures that kept piling up, and you started to believe the lie that you were the problem, that you were inadequate, that you deserved the treatment you were receiving. But here is the truth. You are more valuable than the entire universe. Every star in the sky, every planet in every galaxy, every atom of matter that exists in all of creation combined is worth less than you, because all of those things were created by my word. I spoke them into existence. But you, my child, you were created in my image. You were fashioned by my own hands. You were given a piece of my own breath, my own spirit, my own essence. You are not just another created thing. You are my child. You bear my likeness. You carry my DNA, and that makes you precious beyond measure, valuable beyond calculation, important beyond anything you can comprehend. Your strength does not come from yourself. Your worth does not come from your accomplishments. Your identity does not come from what others think of you, or say about you, or decide about you. Your strength comes from me, your Father in heaven. Your worth comes from the price I paid to redeem you, the sacrifice I made to restore you, the love I lavish on you every moment of every day. Your identity comes from your position as my child, my heir, my beloved, my chosen one, my treasured possession. And nothing that happened to you, nothing that was done to you, nothing that was said about you has the power to change any of that. So even though 1,000 armies might rise up against you, even though forces you cannot see and enemies you cannot count might coordinate their attacks and come at you with everything they have, even though they might try to wound you again, to hurt you deeper, to finish what they started before, this time is going to be different. Because this time you are going to face them filled with faith instead of filled with fear. This time you are going to stand on my promises instead of standing on your own understanding. This time you are going to fight from a position of victory instead of fighting for victory, because the victory has already been won. You are not going to believe the lies anymore. You are not going to fall for the smiles that hide malicious intentions. You are not going to listen to the words that sound good, but are designed to trap you, to manipulate you, to lead you into situations where you can be hurt or used or destroyed. You have learned to discern. You have developed the ability to sense when something is not right, when someone's words do not match their spirit, when an opportunity that looks good is actually a trap, and you have learned to bring everything to me before you act on it, before you commit to it, before you open yourself up to it. You have learned to wait for my confirmation, my peace, my clear direction before you move forward. Your faith is in me now, not in people, not in circumstances. not in your own ability to figure things out or make things happen or control outcomes. Your faith is in me and me alone. You have finally realized that every human being, no matter how good their intentions, no matter how strong their commitments, no matter how genuine their love for you, is capable of failing. People are not reliable the way I am reliable. People are not faithful the way I am faithful. People are not constant the way I am constant. And that is not a cynical observation or a reason to isolate yourself from all human relationships. It is simply the truth that sets you free from placing expectations on people that only I can fulfill. Your life belongs to me. Your heart belongs to me. Your future belongs to me. And I do not share ownership with anyone else. Not because I am jealous in a petty, insecure way, but because I am protective of what is mine. I am zealous for your well-being. I am passionate about your destiny. I am committed to your success in a way that no human being can match. And I will not allow anyone or anything to steal what I have purchased with my own blood, what I have claimed as my own, what I have marked with my name and my seal and my promise. So when forces rise up against you, when attacks come, when obstacles appear, they are not fighting against you. They are fighting against me. And every single one of them is going to lose. Every weapon that is formed against you is going to fail. Every trap that is set for you is going to spring shut on empty air. Every scheme that is designed to destroy you is going to backfire and end up destroying itself. Because you are under my protection, you are covered by my hand, you are shielded by my power, and nothing, absolutely nothing can penetrate that covering unless I allow it. And I only allow what will ultimately work for your good, what will strengthen you, what will prepare you for the greatness I am bringing you into. I have seen your tears, every single one of them. Not just the ones that fell where others could see them, the ones that fell in private, the ones that soaked your pillow when everyone else was sleeping, and you finally let yourself feel the weight of everything you had been carrying. The ones that fell in the shower where you thought no one could hear your sobs. The ones that fell while you were driving alone, while you were standing in a crowd pretending to be fine, while you were going through the motions of a normal day, while inside you were breaking apart. I saw all of them. I collected all of them. I kept a record of every single tear, because each one matters to me. Each one tells me something about your pain, your struggle, your journey. Each one represents a moment when you needed comfort, when you needed intervention, when you needed me to show up and make things right. And I have been answering those tears. Not always in the way you expected, not always in the timing you wanted, but I have been responding to every cry, every groan, every desperate plea that came from your heart. I have been working behind the scenes, in places you cannot see, arranging circumstances, moving pieces into position, preparing people and opportunities and resources that are going to be released into your life at exactly the right moment. I have been fighting battles on your behalf in spiritual realms where you do not have access, where you do not have authority, where only I can go and win the victory that needed to be won so that you can walk into the blessing that has been waiting for you. You have been faithful, even when it was hard, even when you wanted to quit, even when you could not see any evidence that your faithfulness mattered or made any difference. You kept showing up. You kept praying. You kept believing. You kept holding on to my promises even when everything in your visible reality seemed to contradict those promises. You kept trusting that I had not forgotten you, that I had not abandoned you, that I was still working even when you could not see or feel or sense any movement. And your faithfulness has been noticed. Not just by me, though I have been watching and approving and taking pleasure in your perseverance, but by the hosts of heaven who have been assigned to your case, who have been working on your behalf, who have been waiting for the moment when they would be released to bring the breakthrough you have been believing for. That moment has arrived. The wait is over. The season of preparation, as long and difficult as it has been, has accomplished its purpose. You have been refined. You have been strengthened. You have been tested and proven faithful. You have been stripped of everything that was not from me, so that you can be filled with everything that is from me. You have been brought to the end of yourself, so that you can discover that I am more than enough. You have been taken through the fire so that the impurities that were weighing you down, holding you back, limiting your effectiveness could be burned away, leaving only what is pure and valuable and useful for my purposes. And now the doors are about to open. The walls are about to fall. The obstacles are about to be removed. The enemies are about to be defeated. The chains are about to be broken. The prison you have been in, whether it was a prison of circumstances or limitations or fear or pain, is about to be unlocked. And you are about to walk out into a level of freedom, a dimension of blessing, a realm of victory that you have never experienced before. Because what is coming is not just restoration. It is not just recovery. It is not just getting back what you lost. What is coming is elevation. What is coming is multiplication. What is coming is overflow. What is coming is so much better than anything you had before, so much greater than what you were hoping for, so much bigger than what you thought possible, that when you finally see it, when you finally step into it, you are going to fall to your knees in gratitude and wonder and awe. But I need you to understand something crucial. This victory that is coming, this breakthrough that is about to manifest, is not just for you. It is not just so you can be comfortable, so you can have nice things, so you can finally relax and enjoy your life after all the struggle you have been through. All of that will be part of it. You will experience comfort and provision and joy. But there is a greater purpose. I am raising you up to be a blessing to others. I am elevating you so that you can reach people who need to hear your testimony, who need to see proof that I am still faithful, who need to know that their situation is not hopeless. I am positioning you to be a conduit of my power, my love, my resources into places and people and situations that desperately need what I want to release through you. So, in your mind, there cannot be any room for doubt. Doubt will sabotage what I am trying to do. Doubt will create resistance to my flow of blessing. Doubt will cause you to second-guess my promises, to hesitate when I tell you to move, to hold back when I tell you to go all in. And I need you fully committed, fully confident, fully convinced that what I have said is true and what I have promised will come to pass. Not because of your faith, as if your faith is what makes my promises work, but because faith is the channel through which my power flows. Faith is the receptacle that receives what I am pouring out. Faith is the hand that reaches up and takes hold of what I am offering. And without faith, you cannot receive what I have already prepared for you. And there is no room for complaining either. Complaining is toxic. Complaining is poisonous. Complaining takes your focus off my faithfulness and puts it on your circumstances. Complaining magnifies your problems and minimizes my power. Complaining tells the world that you do not really believe I am good, that you do not really trust my timing, that you do not really think I know what I am doing with your life. And I need you to represent me accurately. I need your words to align with my truth. I need your mouth to speak faith instead of fear, hope instead of despair, thanksgiving instead of bitterness. Not because I am trying to control you or manipulate you into pretending everything is fine when it is not, but because words have power. Words create reality. Words spoken in alignment with my promises release my power to bring those promises to pass. You cannot move forward when you do not believe. That is not a threat. That is not me punishing you for lack of faith. That is just a spiritual law, as real and as fixed as the law of gravity. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is what gives form to invisible realities, what pulls future promises into present manifestations, what creates bridges between where you are and where I am taking you. Without faith, there is no bridge. Without faith, there is no forward movement. Without faith, you stay stuck in the same place, circling the same problems, facing the same obstacles, experiencing the same frustrations year after year. You do not prosper when you doubt my promises. Prosperity is not just financial, though it includes finances. Prosperity is wholeness in every area of your life. Prosperity is health and peace and joy and fulfilling relationships and purposeful work and abundant resources and influence and impact. But all of those things flow from believing and receiving my promises. When you doubt my promises, you block the flow. When you question whether I really meant what I said, whether it really applies to you, whether you really qualify, whether the timing will ever be right, you create resistance in the spiritual realm that prevents what I am trying to release from reaching you. So I need you to settle it in your heart right now. I am faithful. My promises are true. What I have spoken over your life will come to pass. The obstacles you see are temporary. The limitations you are experiencing are about to be removed. The doors that have been closed are about to swing open. The resources you need are about to be released. The people who are supposed to be in your life are about to show up. The opportunities you have been praying for are about to present themselves. And you are about to step into a season of favor and blessing and increase that will make up for every loss, every delay, every disappointment you have endured. You do not walk by sight. That is not just a nice saying. That is the fundamental operating principle of kingdom living. Walking by sight means you make decisions based on what you can see, what you can measure, what you can verify with your natural senses. But your natural senses are limited. Your natural senses can only perceive a tiny fraction of what is real. Your natural senses can only detect what exists in the physical realm. But the physical realm is just a shadow of the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm is where the real action is happening. The spiritual realm is where battles are won, where decrees are issued, where angels are dispatched, where demonic forces are bound, where destinies are determined. And if you only walk by sight, you will miss everything that matters most. But you walk by faith. You walk by trusting what I have said even when you cannot see any evidence yet. You walk by believing my promises are more real than your problems. You walk by acting on my word even when it does not make sense to your natural mind. And when you walk by faith, you tap into resources that sightwalkers do not have access to. You receive wisdom that goes beyond human intelligence. You experience provision that defies natural economics. You see doors open that logic says should stay closed. You witness miracles that science cannot explain. Because faith connects you to my supernatural power. And my supernatural power is not limited by the laws of nature or the constraints of human ability. So you do not stop when you encounter obstacles. People who walk by sight stop at obstacles. They see a wall and they turn around. They see a closed door and they give up. They see an impossibility and they accept it as final. But you are not like them. You do not operate by the same rules. You do not bow to the same limitations. When you see a wall, you know that I can either knock it down, blow it up, cause it to crumble, or simply supernaturally transport you to the other side. When you see a closed door, you know that I hold the keys to every door that exists, and when I decide to open a door, no one can shut it. When you face an impossibility, you remember that I specialize in impossibilities, that my name is written all over situations that look hopeless to human eyes. And even when you run into walls made of iron, even when you encounter doors that seem permanently sealed, even when you face resistance so strong that it feels like you are beating your head against concrete, you keep moving forward. Not because you are stubborn or foolish or in denial about how hard the situation is, but because you are obeying me. And when you are in obedience to my instructions, when you are walking in alignment with my will, when you are moving in the direction I have told you to go, then obstacles lose their power. They might still be there. They might still look intimidating. They might still seem impossible to overcome, but they do not have the authority to stop you, because you are not moving in your own strength. You are not operating by your own power. You are advancing under my orders, covered by my authority, empowered by my spirit. And those walls are going to fall, just like the walls of Jericho fell when my people obeyed my instructions, when they walked in faith instead of attacking in their own strength, when they followed my strategy instead of doing what made sense to military logic. Your walls are going to fall. The obstacles that have been blocking your progress, the barriers that have been preventing your breakthrough, the limitations that have seemed permanent and immovable, are going to collapse. Not because you finally figured out how to knock them down. Not because you worked hard enough or pushed long enough or tried enough different strategies, but because you obeyed me, because you trusted me, because you kept moving forward even when it looked like nothing was happening, even when it seemed like your efforts were pointless, even when every voice of reason was telling you to quit. And by obeying me, by continuing to move forward in faith, you are defeating the enemy. Every step you take in obedience is a defeat for the kingdom of darkness. Every moment you choose faith over fear is a victory in the spiritual realm. Every time you praise me instead of complaining, every time you thank me for what you have instead of focusing on what you lack, every time you speak my promises instead of rehearsing your problems, you are pushing back the forces of darkness. You are reclaiming territory the enemy thought he had conquered. You are establishing my kingdom in places where defeat used to reign. And your victory is waiting for you. Not as something that might happen someday if conditions are right, but as something that has already been secured, that has already been guaranteed. That is simply waiting for you to arrive at the place where you can take possession of it. It is like a prize that has been reserved with your name on it, sitting on a shelf in a room you are walking toward right now. You cannot see it yet. You do not know exactly when you will arrive, but it is there. It is real. It is certain. And nothing can take it away or give it to someone else because it belongs to you. But you need to pay attention to something important. Your faith in me is powerful. Your faith in me can accomplish many things that would be impossible through any other means. Your faith activates my power. Your faith releases my intervention. Your faith opens channels through which I can work miracles, shift circumstances, change hearts, move mountains, part seas, stop storms, raise the dead. Your confidence in my word, in my character, in my promises, in my commitment to you, is not just a nice sentiment. It is a force that operates in the spiritual realm with tangible effects that eventually manifest in your physical reality. When you believe in me, truly believe, not just intellectually agree, but actually stake your life on the truth that I am who I say I am and I will do what I said I would do, things begin to happen. Things that cannot be explained by natural processes. Things that defy probability. Things that make people shake their heads and say, there is no logical reason that should have worked out that way. And they are right. There is no logical reason. No natural explanation. No coincidence or luck or good timing that accounts for what happened. What happened was that your faith connected with my power, and my power performed a miracle. Believing in me is not a fantasy. It is not wishful thinking. It is not psychological self-deception designed to make you feel better about a hopeless situation. Believing in me is recognizing and aligning with the deepest reality that exists. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the source of everything that is real, everything that matters, everything that lasts. I am the foundation on which all of existence rests. And when you believe in me, when you build your life on me, when you trust in me with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, you are connecting with something more solid, more certain, more permanent than anything in the physical universe. My presence in you is real, not metaphorical, not symbolic, not just a comforting idea or a theological concept. Real, actual, tangible in the spiritual dimension, and increasingly manifesting in the physical dimension as well. I live inside you. My spirit has taken up residence in your spirit. My nature is being formed in your character. My thoughts are being downloaded into your mind. My desires are being written on your heart. My power is being released through your actions. You are not alone, trying to figure out life by yourself, trying to overcome obstacles through your own strength, trying to navigate challenges with only your limited wisdom and resources. You have me, the creator of the universe, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, living inside you, available to you, committed to you. I am your God, the Almighty. Not a God who is far away, disinterested, too busy with cosmic matters to care about your personal struggles. I am your God, personal, intimate, involved, committed to your welfare as if you were the only person in the universe. Because to me, in this moment, you are. My attention is not divided. My love is not diluted by having to spread it among billions of people. My power is not diminished by having to work in countless situations simultaneously. I am infinite. I am unlimited. I am all-powerful. And right now, all of that infinite power, all of that unlimited attention, all of that almighty strength is focused on you, available to you, being released on your behalf. And I am giving you power. Not just to survive, not just to cope, not just to get through difficult situations with a positive attitude. Real power. Supernatural power. Power to defeat armies. Power to move mountains. Power to heal the sick. Power to drive away every curse that has been spoken over your life. Every hex that has been placed on your family line. Every demonic assignment that has been working to destroy you. This is not exaggeration. This is not hype. This is the reality of what it means to be my child, to be filled with my spirit, to be operating under my authority. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. The same power that parted the Red Sea is available to you. The same power that brought down the walls of Jericho, that stopped the sun in the sky, that caused fire to fall from heaven, that shut the mouths of lions, that protected 3 young men in a furnace, that turned water into wine, that fed thousands with a few loaves and fish, that healed the blind and the lame and the deaf and the leprous and the demon-possessed, is in you and working through you right now. But here is what most people do not understand. That power is released through your faith. Your faith in me is what activates the power. Your faith is what creates the conditions under which miracles can happen. Your faith is what gives me permission to intervene in ways that would violate human free will if I just forced my way into every situation, regardless of whether people wanted me there or not. Your faith is the invitation, the authorization, the open door through which I can bring my kingdom power into your circumstances and shift everything. So when you have faith in me, when you truly believe that I am who I say I am and that I will do what I promised to do, you are literally creating the pathway for your victory. Your victory is not something you earn through your efforts. Your victory is not something you achieve through your strategies. Your victory is not something you produce through your talents and abilities. Your victory is something I give you, but you receive it through faith. And the moment you start doubting, the moment you start questioning whether I really meant what I said, whether you really qualify for the promises, whether the situation is too hard even for me, you begin to close the door through which your victory was about to walk. So I need you to understand that there is no time for doubt. Not because doubt is unforgivable, or because I will reject you if you struggle with uncertainty, but because the moment of your breakthrough is at hand, and doubt will delay what should happen now, will postpone what should be released immediately, will cause you to miss windows of opportunity that have specific timing attached to them. I am moving right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Resources are being released right now. People are being positioned right now. Doors are opening right now. And I need you in a posture of faith so you can receive what is coming, so you can recognize it when it arrives, so you can respond with obedience and gratitude instead of suspicion and hesitation. The moment to taste your triumph is approaching, not someday in the distant future, not years from now after more suffering and more testing and more proving yourself. Soon, very soon. The breakthrough is imminent. The victory is at the door. The blessing is about to be poured out. And when it comes, when it finally manifests, when you finally see with your natural eyes what has been true in the spiritual realm all along, you are going to be overwhelmed. You are going to be amazed. You are going to be grateful beyond words. You are going to look back on everything you went through and realize it was all preparation, all positioning, all necessary to get you ready for what you are about to receive. But right now, in this moment before the breakthrough arrives, I need you to seek me in the stillness. I need you to wait with the peace I am giving you. Not anxious waiting, where you are constantly checking to see if it has happened yet, constantly scanning the horizon for signs, constantly wondering if maybe you missed something or did something wrong or somehow disqualified yourself, but peaceful waiting, confident waiting, expectant but relaxed waiting, because you know it is coming and you know I will make sure you do not miss it when it arrives. I need you to wait with the patience I am providing. Not human patience, which is really just gritting your teeth and trying not to complain while you endure something you wish would hurry up and end. But supernatural patience, which comes from deep confidence that my timing is perfect, that I know exactly what I am doing, that not one moment of the wait has been wasted, that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This patience does not come from you. You cannot produce it through willpower or positive thinking or spiritual disciplines. This patience is a gift I give you when you spend time in my presence, when you let my spirit settle into your spirit, when you stop striving and start resting in the certainty of my promises. My promise to you is sealed with blood and with love, not sealed with good intentions that might change, not sealed with temporary emotions that might fade, not sealed with conditional commitments that depend on your performance. Sealed with blood, the blood of my Son, who died to purchase your redemption, who gave his life to secure your victory, who endured suffering and shame and death so that you would never have to face ultimate defeat. His blood is the guarantee of my promise. His blood is the proof that I mean what I say. His blood is the seal that cannot be broken, the contract that cannot be voided, the commitment that cannot be reversed. And my promise is sealed with love. Love that is deeper than anything you can understand. Love that is stronger than death, more powerful than fear, more enduring than time. Love that pursued you when you were running from me. Love that forgave you when you failed me. Love that held on to you when you wanted to give up. Love that sees you at your worst and still calls you my beloved. Love that knows everything about you, every secret, every failure, every dark thought, every shameful moment, and still wants you, still chooses you, still calls you mine. That love is the foundation of every promise I have made to you. And that love guarantees that every promise will be fulfilled. Heaven and earth will pass away. Everything you can see, everything you can touch, everything that seems so solid and permanent in your physical world will eventually disappear. Stars will burn out, mountains will crumble, oceans will dry up, continents will shift and sink. The entire physical universe will one day be rolled up like a scroll and replaced with something new. But my word will not pass away. My word is eternal. My word is unchanging. My word is more permanent than matter, more lasting than energy, more certain than the laws of physics. And every word I have spoken over your life, every promise I have made to you, every decree I have issued concerning your destiny, is backed by the full weight of my eternal, unchanging, absolutely certain word. So receive my embrace with affection. Stop holding me at a distance. Stop being afraid that if you really let yourself rest in my love, I will disappoint you like everyone else has disappointed you. I am not like everyone else. I am not human. I am not limited. I am not fickle. I am not selfish. I am not capable of failing you or abandoning you or changing my mind about you. My love for you is settled. My commitment to you is final. My promises to you are guaranteed. So let yourself receive my embrace. Let yourself feel the warmth of my affection. Let yourself rest in the security of knowing you are loved. You are valued. You are cherished. You are protected. You are provided for. You are guided. You are never alone. And accept with love my will for your life. Stop fighting it. Stop resisting it. Stop being afraid that my will is going to require you to give up everything you want and settle for a life of misery and sacrifice. My will for you is good. My will for you includes blessing and joy and fulfillment and purpose and abundance. My will is not designed to punish you or deprive you or make you suffer. My will is designed to bring you into everything I created you to experience. Everything I purchased for you through the sacrifice of my Son. everything I have been preparing for you since before you were born. Some of the things I am asking you to release, some of the plans I am asking you to surrender, some of the doors I'm asking you to let close, are not losses. They are upgrades in disguise. They are me removing good things so I can give you better things. They are me taking away what would have satisfied you temporarily so I can give you what will fulfill you permanently. Trust my will. Embrace my will. Align yourself with my will. Not grudgingly, as if you are being forced to accept something you do not want, but eagerly, with excitement, with anticipation, because you know that whatever I have planned is going to be better than anything you could have planned for yourself. I love you. Not as a general statement about my nature, not as a theological truth that applies to everyone equally with no personal application. I love you, specifically, personally, individually, with a love that is unique to you, designed for you, shaped by my intimate knowledge of who you are and what you need and what will bring you the greatest joy. I love you with a love that has no limits, no conditions, no expiration date. I love you with a love that will never let you go, never give up on you, never stop pursuing your highest good. I love you more than you love yourself. I love you more than anyone else could ever love you. I love you with perfect love that casts out all fear. And because I love you, I am about to do something in your life that will astonish you. I am about to show you what real victory looks like. Not the small victories you have experienced before, the little wins that gave you temporary relief, but did not change your situation fundamentally. I am talking about the kind of victory that transforms everything. The kind of victory that shifts your entire trajectory. The kind of victory that takes you from barely surviving to thriving abundantly. The kind of victory that makes people who knew you before look at you now and ask what happened. How did everything change so dramatically? What is different about you? What is different is that you finally stopped trying to win battles in your own strength, and you let me fight for you. What changed is that you finally released control and surrendered to my strategy, instead of insisting on your own. What shifted is that you moved from walking by sight to walking by faith, from trusting in your ability to trusting in my power, from depending on yourself to depending completely on me. And that shift, that surrender, that decision to let me be God in your life instead of trying to play God yourself, has opened floodgates that have been closed, has released resources that have been held back, has activated promises that have been waiting for the right conditions to manifest. The victory I am bringing you is not just about getting what you want. It is about receiving what I have destined for you. And what I have destined for you is far better than what you want. What you want is shaped by your limited perspective, your past experiences, your understanding of what is possible. What I have destined for you is shaped by my unlimited power, my perfect wisdom, my intimate knowledge of who I created you to be, and what will bring you the deepest fulfillment. You have been asking me for things that would have made you comfortable. I am giving you things that will make you complete. You have been praying for solutions to your problems. I am giving you a life so abundant that your current problems will become irrelevant. The enemy has been trying to convince you that your best days are behind you, that whatever victories you might have experienced in the past are as good as it is going to get, that from here on out, life is just about managing decline, about making the best of diminishing resources, about lowering your expectations and accepting that you are on the downside of life. But that is a lie straight from hell. Your best days are not behind you. Your greatest victories are not in your past. Your most significant achievements, your most fulfilling relationships, your most impactful contributions, your most abundant provision, all of that is ahead of you, not behind you. I am not done with you, not even close. In fact, everything you have experienced up until right now has been preparation for what I am about to do. Every challenge you faced taught you something you will need for the next level. Every disappointment removed something that would have held you back. Every closed door redirected you toward the path I always intended for you to walk. Every loss created space for something better. Every betrayal revealed who you cannot trust so you would be able to recognize who you can trust when they show up. Every failure exposed a weakness that needed to be strengthened before you could handle the weight of what I am about to place on your shoulders. So do not look at your past as wasted time. Do not view your struggles as meaningless suffering. Do not see your detours as mistakes that cost you years you can never get back. Everything that happened was part of the process. Everything was necessary. Everything was working together for your good, even when it did not feel good, even when it looked like disaster, even when it seemed like I had forgotten about you or abandoned you to your circumstances. I was there. I was working. I was preparing you. And now the preparation is complete. Now the season is shifting. Now the breakthrough is manifesting. The giants that have been standing in your way, the massive obstacles that have seemed too big for you to overcome, are about to fall. Not because you suddenly became strong enough to defeat them, but because I am removing them. I am clearing your path. I am making a way where there has been no way. And when those giants fall, when those obstacles disappear, you are going to move forward so fast that it will make your head spin. Doors that have been closed for years are going to fly open. Opportunities that you stopped believing would ever come are going to present themselves. Connections that you need are going to be established. Resources that you have been lacking are going to flow into your life from sources you never expected. This is not wishful thinking. This is not me trying to motivate you with false hope. This is prophetic declaration. This is me telling you what I have already determined, what I have already set in motion, what is already happening in the spiritual realm and about to manifest in your physical reality. The decree has been issued. The verdict has been handed down. The angels have been given their assignments. The resources have been released. The people have been prepared. The timing has arrived. Everything is aligned. Everything is ready. And you are about to walk into the fullness of what I have been preparing for you. But you need to understand something about this season of victory you are entering. It is not just going to happen to you. You are going to have to partner with me. You are going to have to cooperate with what I am doing. You are going to have to be willing to move when I say move, to speak when I say speak, to act when I say act, even when it does not make sense to your natural mind, even when it seems risky, even when other people think you are crazy. Because the strategies I use to bring breakthrough are not natural strategies. They do not follow human logic. They do not conform to conventional wisdom. They require faith. They require obedience. They require trust that I know what I am doing even when you cannot see the full picture. When I told Joshua to march around Jericho, it did not make military sense. When I told Gideon to reduce his army from thousands to 300, it violated every principle of warfare. When I told Peter to throw his net on the other side of the boat after he had been fishing all night with no results, it seemed pointless. When I told the servants at the wedding to fill the jars with water when what was needed was wine, it appeared absurd. But in every case, obedience to my instructions, even when they seemed illogical, produced miraculous results. The walls fell. The enemy was defeated. The nets were filled to breaking. The water became wine. And what looked like foolishness to human reasoning turned out to be divine wisdom that accomplished what human wisdom never could have achieved. So I need you ready to obey even when you do not understand. I need you willing to take steps of faith even when you cannot see where they will lead. I need you prepared to trust my timing even when it seems like I am asking you to move too soon or wait too long. Because my ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. My perspective is eternal while yours is temporal. I see the end from the beginning. I know what is around corners you have not reached yet. I understand how all the pieces fit together, while you can only see the small section of the puzzle that is directly in front of you. And if you insist on waiting until everything makes sense before you obey, you will miss the miracles that only happen when you move in faith. The blessings that are coming to you are giant blessings, not little improvements, not minor upgrades, giant blessings. Blessings so large that when you try to tell people about them, they will struggle to believe you. Blessings so significant that they will impact not just you, but everyone connected to you. Blessings so abundant that you will finally have enough to take care of your own needs and have plenty left over to bless others. You have been living in scarcity mode for so long, always worried about whether there would be enough. always having to scrimp and save and make difficult choices about what you could afford and what you had to do without. That season is ending. I am bringing you into a season of abundance. A season where provision flows easily. A season where opportunities multiply. A season where favor opens doors that no amount of effort or qualification could have opened. A season where you are in the right place at the right time again and again. A season where divine connections happen naturally. A season where obstacles that would have stopped you before simply dissolve. A season where what used to be hard becomes easy because my hand is on it, my blessing is upon it, my power is working through it. But abundance is not just about material provision, though that will be part of it. Abundance is about having more than enough in every area of your life. More than enough peace to carry you through stressful situations without falling apart. More than enough joy to remain positive, even when circumstances are challenging. More than enough wisdom to make good decisions without constantly second-guessing yourself. More than enough strength to handle increased responsibility without burnout. More than enough love to pour into others without depleting yourself. More than enough faith to believe for big things without wavering. This is what walking in victory looks like. It is not just about having your problems solved. It is about living from such a deep well of connection with me that problems lose their power to destabilize you. It is not just about getting what you need. It is about having such confidence in my provision that you stop being controlled by fear of lack. It is not just about winning individual battles. It is about living in such alignment with my purposes that victories become your normal experience rather than rare exceptions. And this is the level I am bringing you to. A level where you stop being surprised every time something good happens, because good things happening becomes your standard experience. A level where you stop being shocked every time a door opens, because doors opening for you becomes the pattern rather than the exception. A level where you stop doubting whether you are really hearing my voice because you have learned to recognize it so clearly that following my leading becomes natural rather than agonizing. You have been at a level where you have to fight for every inch of progress, where nothing comes easily, where everything requires maximum effort, and even then success is not guaranteed. That is the level of the wilderness. That is the level of preparation. That is the level of testing. But you are graduating from that level. You are moving into a new dimension. You are entering a realm where my favor accelerates your progress, where my blessing multiplies your efforts, where my presence turns your work into fruitfulness that far exceeds what your natural ability could have produced. This does not mean you will never face challenges again. This does not mean everything will always be easy. This does not mean you can stop being diligent or disciplined or committed. But it does mean that your labor will no longer be in vain. Your efforts will produce results. Your investments will yield returns. Your faithfulness will be rewarded. The grinding, frustrating, exhausting experience of working hard and seeing little to show for it is coming to an end. You are entering a season where you will work from rest rather than for rest, where you will operate from victory rather than for victory, where you will give from overflow rather than from depletion. The key to sustaining this level of victory is keeping your connection with me strong, because everything flows from that connection. All the wisdom you need flows from spending time in my presence. All the strength you need flows from drawing on my power. All the peace you need flows from resting in my faithfulness. All the joy you need flows from delighting in my love. All the provision you need flows from trusting in my abundance. When you stay connected to me, when you make time with me your priority, when you guard your intimacy with me as your most valuable possession, then everything else falls into place. But if you allow success to disconnect you from me, if you let the blessings I give you become more important to you than the relationship with me, if you start depending on what I have provided more than you depend on me, then you will begin to lose what you gained. Not because I am petty or punishing, but because the source of everything you need is me. I am the vine, you are the branch. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Connected to me, you bear much fruit. It is just a spiritual law. It is just how things work. And I am telling you this now, before the blessings arrive in full force. So you will be prepared to handle them properly. So you will be positioned to steward them wisely. So you will be able to sustain what I am releasing instead of losing it through neglect or pride, or misplaced priorities. The victory I am giving you is meant to be a testimony. It is meant to demonstrate to a watching world that I am real, that I am faithful, that I am powerful, that I reward those who diligently seek me. People need to see evidence that faith in me makes a difference. They need to see proof that trusting me produces better results than trusting in human wisdom or human effort or human systems. They need to witness transformation that cannot be explained by natural means, provision that defies natural economics, breakthroughs that defy natural limitations. And your life is about to become that evidence. When people see what I am about to do in your life, some of them will be inspired. They will be encouraged. They will think, if God did that for them, maybe God can do something for me too. And they will begin to seek me. They will begin to believe. They will begin to open their hearts to receive from me. And because of your testimony, because of your willingness to share your story, because of your boldness in giving me credit for what I have done, those people will be saved, delivered, transformed, blessed. Your victory will become the catalyst for other people's victories. But some people will not be inspired. Some people will be jealous. Some people will be critical. Some people will try to attribute your blessing to luck or to favoritism or to something wrong you must have done to get ahead. They will not want to acknowledge that it was me. They will not want to admit that your faithfulness to me made the difference. Because if they admitted that, they would have to deal with their own lack of faithfulness. They would have to confront their own disobedience. They would have to face the fact that they have been serving other gods, pursuing other priorities, depending on other sources, and that is why they are not experiencing the breakthrough you are experiencing. Do not let their criticism discourage you. Do not let their jealousy make you feel guilty for being blessed. Do not let their negativity cause you to dim your light or hide your testimony or downplay what I have done. You do not owe them an apology for receiving what I freely gave you. You do not need their approval or their validation or their acceptance. You answer to me, not to them. And I am pleased with you. I delight in you. I am proud to call you my child. And I want the world to see what happens when one of my children trusts me completely and follows me wholeheartedly. The season you are entering is going to require a new level of courage. Courage to step into opportunities that intimidate you. Courage to speak up when I prompt you to share your testimony. Courage to give generously when I tell you to sow into certain people or ministries or causes. Courage to make decisions that go against conventional wisdom but align with my instructions. Courage to stand alone if necessary, rather than compromise what I have called you to do. Courage to keep believing when circumstances temporarily look like they are contradicting my promises. Courage to praise me in the middle of battles before you see the victory with your natural eyes. But I am giving you that courage. It is not something you have to manufacture. It is not something you have to work up through positive self-talk or motivational techniques. It is something I impart to you through my Spirit. When I call you to do something, I also equip you to do it. When I open a door for you, I also give you the grace to walk through it. When I position you for promotion, I also give you the capacity to handle the new level of responsibility. You will not be left on your own, trying to figure out how to operate in dimensions you have never experienced before. I will be with you, guiding you, teaching you, helping you, protecting you from mistakes that could derail you. The favor that is coming upon your life is going to be undeniable. It is not going to be subtle. It is not going to be something that could be explained away as coincidence or good luck. It is going to be obvious that my hand is on you, that my blessing is upon you, that my power is working through you, and that favor is going to open doors that have been locked. That favor is going to create opportunities that did not exist before. That favor is going to cause people who are in position to help you to want to help you, even when they do not fully understand why they feel so compelled to assist you. That favor is going to protect you from schemes that are designed to harm you, because I will cause those schemes to be exposed before they can succeed. You are not going to have to fight for every opportunity anymore. You are not going to have to beg people to give you a chance. You are not going to have to prove yourself over and over again to people who are determined not to see your value. When my favor is on your life, the right people recognize you, the right doors open for you, the right opportunities present themselves at the right time, and what used to require enormous effort and still did not happen will suddenly happen easily, naturally, supernaturally, because my hand is making it happen. But favor also brings responsibility. People who are given much are expected to give much. Resources that flow to you are meant to flow through you. Blessing that lands on your life is meant to overflow from your life into the lives of others. I am not raising you up so you can build your own little kingdom and live in isolated comfort. I am raising you up so you can be a conduit of my blessing, a channel of my provision, an extension of my generosity into places and people and situations that desperately need what I want to give them. So as the blessings come, stay generous. As the resources increase, stay open-handed. As the favor multiplies, stay humble. Remember where you came from. Remember what it felt like to be in need. Remember the pain of closed doors and missed opportunities and prayers that seemed to go unanswered. Remember, so that when you see others in those places, you will have compassion, you will want to help, you will be willing to be the answer to their prayers the way I was the answer to yours. This is how you sustain victory. Not by clutching it tightly and hoarding it protectively, but by holding it loosely and sharing it generously, because everything I give you is a seed that can be planted to produce more harvest. Every blessing I release to you is an investment that can be multiplied if you steward it properly. Every resource I provide is a tool that can be used to build something that extends beyond your own life and touches generations you will never meet. And I am about to show you what multiplication looks like. I am about to demonstrate what happens when you take the little I have placed in your hand and offer it back to me with a willing heart. I am going to do with your little what I did with the boy's lunch when he gave it to Jesus. I am going to multiply it beyond what makes sense mathematically. I am going to stretch it further than natural resources could stretch. I am going to cause it to produce results that far exceed what the input should have been able to produce. Because when you give me what you have, even when it seems insufficient, even when it looks like it is not enough, I take it and I bless it and I break it and I multiply it until it becomes more than enough, not just for you, but for everyone around you. This is the realm of the miraculous. This is where natural laws give way to supernatural intervention. This is where impossible becomes possible. This is where lack becomes abundance. This is where defeat becomes victory. This is where sickness becomes health. This is where confusion becomes clarity. This is where chaos becomes peace. This is where depression becomes joy. This is where death becomes life. And you are about to live in this realm. Not occasionally. Not just in moments of crisis when I show up to rescue you, but consistently. As your normal experience. As the atmosphere you inhabit. The giants in your life have been intimidating you for too long. They have been blocking your view of what I have prepared for you. They have been making you feel small, inadequate, powerless. They have been causing you to focus on their size instead of focusing on my power. But those giants are about to fall. And when they fall, when you see them lying defeated at your feet, you are going to realize something profound. They were never as powerful as they appeared. They were never as permanent as they seemed. They were never as insurmountable as they pretended to be. They were just obstacles that seemed big from your limited perspective, but were actually small compared to my unlimited power. And once you see those giants fall, once you walk in the victory I am giving you, your whole perspective is going to shift. You are going to stop being intimidated by problems. You're going to stop being paralyzed by fear. You're going to stop being controlled by circumstances, because you will have seen with your own eyes that I am bigger than anything you will ever face. You will have experienced personally that my promises are more reliable than any threat the enemy can make. You will have witnessed firsthand that obedience to me, even when it requires faith, always produces better results than disobedience. Even when disobedience seems easier or safer or more logical. This transformation in your perspective is as important as the transformation in your circumstances. Because circumstances will always fluctuate. There will always be new challenges, new battles, new situations that require faith. But if your perspective has shifted, if you have learned to see from my viewpoint instead of from your limited natural viewpoint, then you will face those future challenges with confidence instead of fear, with faith instead of doubt, with expectation instead of dread. You will know that the same God who brought you through before will bring you through again. The same power that worked on your behalf before will work on your behalf again. The same faithfulness that proved true before will prove true again. And that is the real victory. Not just winning individual battles, but becoming the kind of person who knows how to win battles by partnering with me. Not just receiving individual blessings, but learning how to live in the place of blessing by staying connected to me. Not just experiencing occasional breakthroughs, but understanding the principles of breakthrough so you can walk in sustained victory, rather than temporary relief followed by more struggle. I am not just giving you a fish. I am teaching you how to fish. I am not just solving your current problems. I am equipping you to handle future challenges. I am not just blessing you in this moment. I am establishing patterns and principles and practices that will keep you in the place of blessing for the rest of your life. And that is worth more than any single gift I could give you, any single door I could open for you, any single miracle I could perform for you. Because once you learn to walk with me, once you master the art of hearing my voice and following my leading and trusting my promises, you become virtually unstoppable. The enemy knows this. That is why he has fought so hard to keep you from reaching this place. That is why the attacks have been so intense. That is why the obstacles have been so numerous. That is why the disappointments have been so deep. Because the enemy knew that if he could break you before you broke through, if he could discourage you before you discovered your power, if he could convince you to quit before you saw the victory, then he could prevent you from becoming the threat to his kingdom that I created you to be. But he failed. You did not quit. You did not give up. You did not accept defeat as final. You kept believing. You kept praying. You kept standing. You kept trusting that I would come through for you. And your perseverance has paid off. Your faithfulness has been rewarded. Your refusal to let go of my promises has positioned you to receive the fulfillment of those promises. And now the enemy is about to see what happens when one of my children refuses to be defeated, refuses to be discouraged, refuses to be denied what I have promised them. What happens is this: every weapon the enemy formed fails. Every trap he set springs shut on emptiness. Every scheme he devised backfires. Every attack he launched rebounds on him. Every lie he spoke is exposed. Every deception he attempted is revealed. And the very thing he tried to use to destroy you becomes the platform for your promotion, the foundation for your testimony, the launching pad for your breakthrough. Because I specialize in taking what the enemy meant for evil and turning it for good. I specialize in bringing beauty from ashes, joy from mourning, praise from despair. I specialize in resurrection, in bringing life out of death, hope out of hopelessness, victory out of defeat. And you are about to experience that resurrection power in your own life. Areas that looked dead are about to come back to life. Dreams that you buried are about to be resurrected. Hopes that you gave up on are about to be fulfilled. Relationships that seemed beyond repair are about to be restored. Opportunities that you thought you missed are about to be presented again. Callings that you thought you disqualified yourself from are about to be activated. Because nothing is too far gone for me to redeem. Nothing is too broken for me to fix. Nothing is too dead for me to resurrect. I am the God of new beginnings. I am the God of fresh starts. I am the God of second chances and third chances and as many chances as it takes. I am the God who sees your end from your beginning and works everything in between to accomplish my purposes for you. And my purpose for you is not failure. My purpose for you is not defeat. My purpose for you is not mediocrity. My purpose for you is victory, abundant life, fruitfulness, impact, legacy, blessing that extends beyond your lifetime into generations that come after you. So get ready, prepare your heart, open your hands, lift your eyes, set your face toward the future I have prepared for you. Let go of the past that tried to destroy you. Release the pain that tried to define you. Forgive the people who tried to limit you. Forget the failures that tried to disqualify you. Because where you are going, none of that matters anymore. Where you are going, all that matters is that you are mine, that my hand is on you, that my word is over you, that my spirit is in you, that my purposes are through you. The victory that is coming will be so complete, so overwhelming, so undeniable, that it will erase the memory of every defeat you have suffered. The joy that is coming will be so full, so pure, so satisfying, that it will swallow up every sorrow you have carried. The blessing that is coming will be so abundant, so generous, so far beyond what you asked for or imagined, that it will make every sacrifice you made seem insignificant in comparison. And when you are living in the fullness of what I am about to release, when you are walking in the victory I have decreed, when you are experiencing the breakthrough that has been determined in the courts of heaven, you will look back on this moment and you will be grateful. Grateful that you did not give up. Grateful that you kept believing. Grateful that you trusted me even when you could not see what I was doing. Because what I was doing, every moment that you thought I was absent, every day that you thought I was silent, every season that you thought I had forgotten you, was preparing the greatest comeback, the most dramatic turnaround, the most powerful demonstration of my faithfulness that you have ever witnessed. And it is about to happen, not someday, not eventually, soon, very soon. So soon that you can feel it in the atmosphere. So soon that you can sense it in your spirit. So soon that when it manifests, you are going to say, I knew it was coming. I felt it. I believed it. And now I am living it. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your season, the season of breakthrough, the season of victory, the season of giant blessings, the season when everything shifts, the season when all things become new, the season when my promises move from the realm of hope into the realm of reality. Step into it with confidence. Walk into it with faith. Receive it with gratitude. Steward it with wisdom. Share it with generosity. And watch what I do with a life that is fully surrendered to my purposes, fully dependent on my power, fully confident in my promises, fully committed to my glory. The magnitude of what is about to happen in your life cannot be overstated. I am not exaggerating to make you feel good temporarily. I am declaring truth that has already been established in the heavenly realms. The battles that have raged against you, the spiritual warfare that has been waged over your destiny, the cosmic conflict between my kingdom and the kingdom of darkness that has been playing out in your life, all of that is coming to a conclusion. And the conclusion is your victory. Total victory. Complete victory. Victory that leaves no doubt about who is God and who is the source of everything good in your life. There have been moments when you wondered if you were delusional to keep believing. Moments when you looked at your circumstances and thought, maybe you misheard me. Maybe you misunderstood the promises. Maybe you were not qualified after all. Maybe the breakthrough was never really coming, and you were just fooling yourself to avoid facing a disappointing reality. Those thoughts were whispers from the enemy, designed to get you to give up right before the breakthrough manifested. And the fact that you did not give up, the fact that you kept believing even when doubt was screaming in your ear, the fact that you refused to let go of my promises even when everything visible contradicted them, that is what positioned you to receive what is now being released. Faith is not faith when everything makes sense. Faith is not faith when you can see the outcome clearly. Faith is not faith when there is no risk, no uncertainty, no requirement to trust what you cannot verify. Faith is believing when you have reasons to doubt. Faith is trusting when you have been disappointed before. Faith is holding on to promises when circumstances are screaming lies. Faith is continuing to speak life when death is all around you. Faith is praising me in the darkness because you know light is coming. And you have demonstrated that kind of faith. Raw, real, tested faith that has been refined in the fire and proven genuine. And that faith has not been in vain. That faith has been building something in the spiritual realm that is about to manifest in your physical realm. Every prayer you prayed added another stone to the foundation. Every praise you offered in difficult times strengthened the structure. Every moment you chose to trust me instead of giving in to fear reinforced the walls. Every time you spoke my word over your situation instead of agreeing with the enemy's narrative, you were constructing the very breakthrough you have been waiting for. And now the construction is complete. Now the building is finished. Now you are about to move into what your faith has been building all along. The promises I made to you years ago, the words I spoke over you in seasons that now feel like ancient history, those promises have not expired. They have not been canceled. They have not been given to someone else. They have been waiting for the right season, waiting for you to be ready, waiting for all the pieces to be in position, waiting for my perfect timing. And that waiting is over. The appointed time has come. The moment of fulfillment is here. What I promised is about to become what you possess. But you need to understand something about how I work. I am never late. It might feel like I cut it close sometimes. It might seem like I wait until the last possible moment. It might appear that I could have acted sooner and saved you a lot of pain and struggle. But my timing is always perfect. Always. Not one moment too early. Not one moment too late. Exactly when it needs to happen for maximum impact, maximum glory to my name, maximum benefit to you and everyone your breakthrough will impact. If I had given you what you are about to receive any earlier, you would not have been ready for it. You would not have had the maturity to handle it. You would not have had the character to sustain it. You would not have had the wisdom to steward it properly. The delay that felt like denial was actually preparation. The wait that felt like abandonment was actually development. The season that felt like punishment was actually positioning. I was getting you ready for what I had been preparing for you. And now you are ready. Now the preparation is complete. Now you can handle what is coming without it destroying you. Some people receive breakthrough before they are ready, and it ruins them. The blessing becomes a curse because they were not prepared to manage it. The victory becomes a trap because they were not mature enough to navigate it. The promotion becomes their downfall because they were not developed enough to sustain it. I love you too much to let that happen to you. So I made you wait. Not to be cruel, not to test whether you would really stay faithful, but to prepare you, to develop you, to build in you the capacity to carry what I was about to give you. And in that waiting season, something else happened. You learned to depend on me in a way you never had before. When things were going well, when blessings were flowing, when doors were opening easily, you could coast on the momentum. You could function on your own strength. You could make decisions based on your own wisdom. But when everything fell apart, when nothing was working, when every door was closed, you had no choice but to lean completely on me. You had to learn to hear my voice at a deeper level. You had to learn to trust my promises when everything else failed. You had to discover that I am truly enough, that my presence is more valuable than my presence, that relationship with me is more important than anything I could give you. That lesson, that revelation, that transformation in your heart and mind was worth every moment of the waiting. Because now, you know. You know from experience, not just from theology. You know from living it, not just from reading about it. You know in the depths of your being, not just in your intellectual understanding. And that knowledge, that experiential truth that has been burned into your soul, will keep you grounded when the blessings come. It will keep you humble when the promotion arrives. It will keep you connected to me when success could have pulled you away. So the waiting was not wasted. The delay was not meaningless. The struggle was not pointless. It was all part of the process. It was all working together for your good. It was all necessary to bring you to this moment, this season, this place where you can receive everything I have been holding for you without it damaging you, without it defining you more than I define you, without it becoming an idol that replaces me in your heart. And now the season is shifting. Can you feel it? Can you sense it in your spirit? Something is changing. Something is breaking loose. Something is being released. The atmosphere around your life is different. The spiritual climate is shifting. What was closed is opening. What was bound is being loosed. What was held back is being released. What was delayed is being delivered. What was denied is being granted. What was blocked is being cleared. And you are about to experience a rush of breakthrough, a flood of blessing, a torrent of provision, a cascade of favor that will overwhelm you in the best possible way. But I need to prepare you for something. When the breakthrough comes, when the blessings start flowing, when the doors start opening, it might feel overwhelming. It might even feel uncomfortable at first, because you have gotten used to struggling. You have adapted to difficulty. You have become familiar with resistance. And when that resistance suddenly disappears, when things start happening easily, when what used to be hard becomes effortless, it can feel disorienting. You might even find yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop, expecting something to go wrong, looking over your shoulder for the trap. But this is not a trap. This is my goodness. This is my faithfulness. This is what I have wanted to do all along, but have been waiting for the right moment to release. So, do not let your past condition you to reject your future. Do not let your history of disappointment cause you to be suspicious of blessing. Do not let your experience with betrayal make you distrust my generosity. Receive what I am giving you, not cautiously, not hesitantly, not with one hand while the other hand is protecting yourself. Receive it fully. Receive it gratefully. Receive it with both hands open and your heart wide open and your mind convinced that I am good and I love you and I delight in blessing you. The transformation that is coming into your life is going to impact multiple dimensions. It is not just about finances, though your financial situation is about to improve dramatically. It is not just about relationships, though I am bringing people into your life who will bless you and support you and partner with you. It is not just about career, though opportunities are opening that will elevate you professionally. It is not just about health, though I am releasing healing and strength and vitality into your physical body. It is all of that and more. It is comprehensive transformation. It is total breakthrough. It is victory in every area where you have been experiencing defeat. Your mind is about to be renewed. Thought patterns that have tormented you for years are about to be broken. Lies that you have believed about yourself are about to be exposed and replaced with truth. Mental strongholds that have held you captive are about to be demolished. And you are going to begin to think differently, see differently, perceive yourself and your circumstances differently. The way you see me is going to shift. The way you see yourself is going to change. The way you see your future is going to be transformed. And that shift in perspective will produce shifts in every other area of your life. Your emotions are about to be healed. You have been carrying emotional wounds that have affected every relationship, every decision, every response to life's challenges. Those wounds have been like open sores that keep getting irritated, keep getting infected, keep causing pain. But I am closing those wounds. I am healing those injuries. I am restoring wholeness to your emotional life. And you are going to discover that you can respond to situations from a place of health instead of from a place of woundedness. You can interact with people from a place of security instead of from a place of fear. You can face challenges from a place of confidence instead of from a place of insecurity. Your relationships are about to be transformed. Toxic relationships that have been draining you are going to end or be redeemed. Healthy relationships that have been absent from your life are going to begin. Divine connections that I have been preparing are going to be established. You are about to meet people who will recognize your value, appreciate your gifts, celebrate your victories, support your dreams, and challenge you to grow. People who will not use you or manipulate you or take advantage of you. People who will be genuine friends, not fair weather associates. People who will stand with you in hard times, not just celebrate with you in good times. And some relationships that have been broken are going to be restored. Not all of them. Some bridges were burned that needed to be burned. Some people needed to exit your life permanently because they were never supposed to be there long term. But there are relationships that were damaged by misunderstanding, by poor communication, by immaturity, by circumstances beyond anyone's control. And those relationships are going to be healed. People who walked away are going to come back. People who hurt you are going to apologize. People who misunderstood you are going to see the truth. And reconciliation that seemed impossible is going to happen because I am in the business of restoration. Your career is about to explode. I am using that word intentionally. Not just improve, not just get better. Explode. Opportunities that you have been working toward for years are suddenly going to materialize. Doors that have been closed are going to fly open. Recognition that has been withheld is going to be granted. Promotion that has been delayed is going to arrive. And you are going to find yourself in positions, working on projects, collaborating with people, earning income at levels that you never thought possible for someone like you. And that phrase, someone like you, is going to lose its power over you. You have been limited by labels that others placed on you, by categories that society assigned to you, by expectations that were based on where you came from instead of where I am taking you. But those limitations are about to be shattered. Those labels are about to be proven false. Those expectations are about to be exceeded, because you are not defined by your past, by your background, by your education level, by your social status, by your family history, by your previous failures, by anything other than who I say you are. And I say you are my child, my heir, my beloved, my chosen one, my ambassador, my representative, my hands and feet on earth, my voice to a generation, my solution to problems that are waiting for you to show up. Your finances are about to be transformed. I am breaking the cycle of barely enough, of running out, of unexpected expenses that drain every reserve, of working hard and having nothing to show for it. I am bringing you into a place of financial stability, then into a place of financial abundance, then into a place of financial overflow where you have not just enough for yourself, but plenty to give to others. Resources are going to come to you from expected sources and unexpected sources. Income streams are going to multiply. Opportunities to earn are going to increase. And supernatural provision is going to show up in ways that cannot be explained by natural means. But money is not the goal. Money is a tool. Money is a resource. Money is a means to accomplish purposes that require resources. The goal is your alignment with my purposes. The goal is your fruitfulness in my kingdom. The goal is your impact on lives that need to be touched by my love through you. The goal is your legacy, what you leave behind when you leave this earth, the difference you made because you were here. And money is one of the tools I am putting in your hand to accomplish those purposes. So when the money comes, steward it wisely. Use it purposefully. Give it generously. Invest it strategically. And watch it multiply beyond anything you could have produced through your own efforts. Your health is about to improve. Physical issues that have been plaguing you are about to be resolved. Energy that has been absent is about to return. Strength that has been depleted is about to be restored. And you are going to feel like yourself again. Actually, you are going to feel better than yourself. You are going to feel like the person I created you to be before sin and sickness and stress took their toll. You are going to wake up with energy instead of with exhaustion. You are going to go through your day with vitality instead of with fatigue. You are going to sleep soundly instead of tossing and turning with insomnia or waking up repeatedly through the night. And some of you are facing serious health challenges that doctors have said are incurable, irreversible, terminal. But I am not limited by medical science. I am not bound by natural laws. I am not restricted by what doctors say is possible. I specialize in healing what cannot be healed. I specialize in reversing what cannot be reversed. I specialize in curing what cannot be cured. And I am about to demonstrate my power in your physical body in ways that will leave doctors shaking their heads and saying, "We cannot explain this. There is no medical reason for this improvement. Something beyond our understanding has happened here." And you will know, and everyone around you will know, that it was me, that I intervened, that I healed, that I performed a miracle because I love you and because I want the world to see that I am still in the healing business. Your spiritual life is about to deepen. You are going to experience intimacy with me at levels you have never known. You are going to hear my voice with clarity you have never had. You are going to sense my presence with intensity you have never felt. You are going to receive revelation knowledge, wisdom, understanding that does not come from study or from teaching, but directly from my spirit to your spirit. And you are going to operate in spiritual gifts, in anointing, in power that you have read about but never personally experienced until now. This is not about making you super spiritual. This is not about puffing you up with pride over your spiritual accomplishments. This is about equipping you for the assignment I am giving you. Because the breakthrough I am bringing into your life is not just for your benefit. It is so you can become a blessing to others. It is so you can minister to people who are where you were. It is so you can demonstrate to a watching world what happens when someone trusts me completely, follows me wholeheartedly, and refuses to give up on my promises. The battles you fought were not just about you. The struggles you endured were not just about your character development. The pain you experienced was not just about your personal growth. All of that was also preparation for ministry. All of that was qualifying you to help others. All of that was giving you the credentials, the experience, the authority to speak into situations that you could never have spoken into if you had not walked through those things yourself. People who have never been broken cannot help broken people effectively. People who have never struggled financially cannot relate to those who are struggling. People who have never faced betrayal cannot counsel those who have been betrayed. People who have never battled depression cannot understand those who are battling depression. But you have been through things. You have faced battles. You have walked through valleys. You have survived attacks. You have overcome obstacles. And now you have the authority, the credibility, the experiential knowledge to help others who are where you used to be. And that is part of the purpose of your breakthrough. You are being elevated so you can reach people who could never hear you when you were down. You are being promoted so you can have influence in places you could never have influenced when you were struggling. You are being blessed abundantly so you can be a blessing to people who need what you will have to give. Your testimony is going to inspire faith in others. Your story is going to encourage people who are about to quit. Your victory is going to demonstrate that breakthrough is possible, that God is faithful, that it is worth it to keep believing even when you cannot see how things could possibly turn around. So when the breakthrough comes, do not hoard it. Do not hide it. Do not minimize it because you are afraid of making others feel bad, or because you do not want to seem like you are bragging, or because you are uncomfortable with attention. Give me glory for what I have done. Share your testimony boldly. Let people know that it was not your strength, not your wisdom, not your goodness that produced the breakthrough. It was my faithfulness. It was my power. It was my grace. It was me responding to faith that refused to quit believing even when circumstances gave every reason to stop. And as you share your testimony, as you point people to me, as you direct the glory away from yourself and toward me, I am going to use your story to bring breakthrough into other people's lives. Your victory is going to trigger victories for others. Your breakthrough is going to open doors for others. Your blessing is going to inspire faith in others. And you are going to have the joy of watching people come to me. People give their lives to me. People experience transformation because they heard what I did for you and decided to trust that I could do something similar for them. This is the multiplication I was talking about earlier. This is how one breakthrough produces multiple breakthroughs. This is how one testimony releases faith for countless miracles. This is how my kingdom advances, how my glory spreads, how my name is made known in places where it has been ignored or rejected or forgotten. Through people like you who refuse to give up, who keep believing, who trust my promises even when everything suggests those promises will never be fulfilled. The victory you are about to walk into is not just for a season. It is not temporary relief that will fade when circumstances change. It is not dependent on everything going perfectly from this point forward. This is a shift into a new level of living, a new dimension of relationship with me, a new realm of operating in my kingdom. And once you enter that realm, once you learn to live at that level, once you establish patterns of trusting me and following me and partnering with me, you will be able to sustain the victory regardless of what circumstances do. Because the victory is not about circumstances. The victory is about your position in me. The victory is about your identity as my child. The victory is about your connection to my unlimited resources. The victory is about your access to my wisdom and power and presence. And none of that changes based on what is happening around you. All of that is constant, permanent, guaranteed by my word and sealed by my blood and protected by my faithfulness. So you can walk into this season with confidence. You can step into this breakthrough without fear. You can receive these blessings without wondering if they are going to be snatched away. What I give, I do not take back. What I open, no one can close. What I establish, no one can tear down. What I bless, no one can curse. What I call good, no one can call evil. What I say is yours, no one can steal. And I want you to understand something about the enemies who have been opposing you. They have been watching. They have been monitoring your progress. They have been celebrating every setback, every disappointment, every moment when you felt like giving up. They thought they had won. They thought they had successfully blocked what I intended for you. They thought their attacks had accomplished their purpose. But what they did not understand is that I was using their attacks to strengthen you, their opposition to position you, their schemes to prepare you for something they never saw coming. And when your breakthrough manifests, when your victory becomes visible, when the blessings I have been holding for you are released into your life, those enemies are going to be shocked. They are going to be confused. They are going to scramble to figure out what happened, how they failed, where their strategy went wrong. And they are going to realize too late that every attack they launched against you only served to move you closer to your destiny. Every obstacle they placed in your path only forced you to depend more completely on me. Every difficulty they created only increased your capacity to carry the blessing I was preparing to give you. This is how I work. I take what the enemy means for evil, and I turn it for good. I take the weapons he forms against you, and I cause them to become the very tools that build your platform. I take the opposition he raises against you, and I use it to strengthen your resolve. I take the pain he inflicts, and I transform it into power. I take the attacks he launches, and I convert them into authority. Because my wisdom is infinitely greater than his schemes, my power is infinitely stronger than his weapons, and my love for you is infinitely deeper than his hatred. So the enemies who thought they defeated you are about to watch you rise. The voices that declared you finished are about to hear your testimony. The people who wrote you off are about to see you flourish. The forces that tried to destroy you are about to witness your victory. And there is nothing they can do to stop it. Nothing. Because what is happening now is not based on your effort or your strategy or your ability to outmaneuver your opponents. What is happening now is my decree being executed, my verdict being enforced, my will being done on earth as it is in heaven. Your enemies do not fight against you. They fight against me. And no one wins a fight against me. No one. Every knee will bow. Every tongue will confess. Every opposition will crumble. Every resistance will collapse. Every scheme will fail. Every weapon will break. Because I am God and there is no other. I am the Lord, and beside me there is no Savior. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And I have spoken victory over your life. And what I have spoken will come to pass. The breakthrough that is coming is going to silence your critics, not because you defend yourself, not because you argue with them or try to prove them wrong, but because the evidence of my faithfulness in your life will be undeniable. The transformation will be visible. The blessing will be obvious. The victory will be clear. And those who mocked your faith, who questioned your trust in me, who ridiculed your refusal to give up, will have nothing to say when they see what I have done. Some of them will be humbled. Some of them will repent. Some of them will come to me because they saw my power demonstrated in your life. Others will remain hard-hearted, but they will no longer be able to deny that I am real, that I am faithful, that I keep my promises to those who trust in me. And I want to speak specifically about the pain you have carried, the wounds that have gone so deep that you wondered if they would ever heal, the trauma that has shaped how you see yourself and how you relate to the world. I see those wounds. I see the places where you are broken. I see the scars that you hide from everyone else, but that I know intimately because I was there when they were inflicted. And I am telling you now that those wounds are not going to define your future. Those scars are not going to limit what I do with your life. Those painful experiences are not going to disqualify you from the victory I have prepared. In fact, those very wounds are going to become sources of authority. Those scars are going to become testimonies. Those painful experiences are going to become credentials that allow you to minister to others who are wounded, scarred, traumatized. You are going to be able to say, I understand what you are going through because I have been where you are. I know what it feels like because I have felt it myself. And I know there is hope because I have experienced the healing, the restoration, the transformation that God brings when you trust Him with your brokenness. Your pain is not wasted. Your suffering is not meaningless. Your struggle is not pointless. Every single thing you have been through has purpose. Every battle has meaning. Every wound has value in my economy. Because I do not waste anything. I redeem everything. I restore everything. I use everything. And what the enemy intended to use to destroy you, I am going to use to deliver others. So do not hide your story. Do not be ashamed of your past. Do not try to pretend that you never struggled or never failed or never doubted. Your authenticity is going to be part of your power. Your transparency is going to be part of your testimony. Your vulnerability is going to be part of your impact. Because people do not need another perfect person telling them how to live. They need someone who has been broken and healed. Someone who has failed and been restored. Someone who has doubted and had their faith renewed. They need someone like you. The victory I am giving you is comprehensive. It covers every area. It addresses every wound. It resolves every issue. It answers every question. It fulfills every longing. It satisfies every hunger. It completes every incompletion. Nothing is left out. Nothing is overlooked. Nothing is forgotten. Because I do not do partial work. I do not leave jobs unfinished. I do not abandon projects halfway through. When I restore completely. When I rebuild thoroughly. When I renew, I make all things new, not just some things. And I want to address something that many of you have been struggling with. You have been comparing yourself to others. You have been looking at people who seem to have it easier, who seem to experience breakthrough faster, who seem to walk in victory effortlessly. And you have been asking me why. Why is their path smoother? Why is their wait shorter? Why is their struggle less intense? Why do they get what you have been praying for without having to fight as hard as you have fought? And I want to tell you this. You are not them. Their journey is not your journey. Their timing is not your timing. Their assignment is not your assignment. Their capacity is not your capacity. Their destiny is not your destiny. What I give them does not determine what I give you. What I require of them does not determine what I require of you. What I allow in their life does not dictate what I allow in your life. You are unique. Your path is unique. Your preparation is unique. Your breakthrough is unique. Your victory is unique. And comparing your journey to someone else's journey is pointless and destructive. Stop looking at what others have. Stop measuring your progress against their progress. Stop judging my faithfulness based on what I am doing in someone else's life. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your focus on your own journey. Keep your attention on what I am doing in you and for you and through you. Because I have purposes for you that are specific to you, plans for you that are designed for you, blessings for you that are reserved for you. And if you stay focused on your lane, if you stay committed to your race, if you stay faithful to your assignment, you will receive everything I have prepared for you. Everything. Not leftovers, not secondhand blessings, not what was meant for someone else. Your blessings, your victories, your breakthroughs. Fresh, original, specifically designed for you. The season of comparison is over. The season of envy is over. The season of feeling like you are behind or left out or forgotten is over. You are exactly where you need to be. You are right on schedule. Nothing is late. Nothing is missing. Everything is unfolding according to my perfect plan. And when you look back from the place I am taking you to, when you see the whole picture, instead of just the small section you can see right now, you are going to understand why things happened the way they happened, why the timing worked out the way it worked out. why I allowed what I allowed, and prevented what I prevented. And one more thing I need to address. Some of you have been feeling guilty about wanting breakthrough. You have been thinking that maybe you are too focused on material things, too concerned about earthly blessings, too invested in temporal success. You have been worried that your desire for financial stability, for healthy relationships, for career advancement, for physical healing, somehow indicates that you are not spiritual enough, not surrendered enough, not focused enough on heavenly things. But I want to release you from that false guilt. I created you as a whole person, with physical needs, and emotional needs, and relational needs, and material needs, not just spiritual needs. And I care about all of those dimensions of your life. I am not just interested in your soul. I am interested in your whole life. I am not just concerned about your eternal destiny. I am concerned about your daily experience. I am not just working to get you to heaven. I am working to bring heaven into your life right now, in this world, in these circumstances. So it is okay to want breakthrough. It is okay to pray for blessing. It is okay to believe for provision and healing and restored relationships and career advancement. Those desires are not carnal. They are not worldly. They are not signs of weak faith or shallow spirituality. They are legitimate needs and wants that I care about, that I have provision for, that I am committed to meeting. You do not have to feel guilty about wanting your life to improve. You do not have to apologize for desiring victory. You do not have to downplay your hopes for better days ahead. I put those desires in your heart, and I am the one who is going to fulfill them. The religious voices that try to shame you for wanting good things, the legalistic spirits that try to convince you that suffering is always God's will and prosperity is always a trap, the false humility that suggests wanting better is somehow ungodly, reject all of that. It is not from me. I am a good father. I delight in giving good gifts to my children. I take pleasure in blessing you. I find joy in seeing you flourish. I am not withholding good things from you to test your spirituality. I am preparing good things for you to enjoy at the right time. So receive without guilt. Celebrate without apology. Rejoice without reservation. When the breakthrough comes, when the blessings flow, when the victory manifests, do not diminish it. Do not downplay it. Do not feel like you need to act like it is not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is worth celebrating. It is worth shouting about. It is worth dancing over. Because it represents my faithfulness, my power, my love, and celebrating what I do is actually worship. Rejoicing in my goodness glorifies my name. Being grateful for my blessings honors me. The victories that are coming into your life are going to be varied. Some will be dramatic and obvious. Sudden breakthroughs that everyone can see. Doors flying open. Opportunities appearing out of nowhere. Problems being solved overnight. Relationships being restored instantly. Health being healed miraculously. Those kinds of victories are coming, and they are going to leave no doubt that I intervened, that I moved, that I acted on your behalf. But other victories are going to be quiet and personal. Internal shifts that only you and I know about. Freedom from thoughts that have tormented you. Release from emotions that have controlled you. Peace in situations that used to stress you. Confidence in areas where you used to feel insecure. These quieter victories are just as important, just as powerful, just as much evidence of my work in your life. Do not discount them. Do not overlook them. Do not fail to celebrate them just because they are not as visible or as dramatic as the external breakthroughs. Both kinds of victory matter. Both kinds demonstrate my power. Both kinds prove my faithfulness. Both kinds transform your life. And you are going to experience both. The visible and the invisible. The dramatic and the subtle. The instant and the gradual. All of it working together to bring you into the fullness of everything I have planned for you. And as these victories begin to manifest, as the breakthrough starts to flow, I want you to remember where you were. Remember the pit I pulled you out of. Remember the darkness you were in before I brought you into light. Remember the bondage you experienced before I set you free. Remember the despair you felt before I gave you hope. Not so you stay stuck in those memories. Not so you remain defined by that past. But so you never forget what I rescued you from. So you stay grateful for what I have done. So you remain humble in the midst of success. So you stay dependent on me even when things are going well. Because the greatest danger of breakthrough is forgetting the source of the breakthrough. The greatest risk of victory is thinking you achieved it on your own. The greatest threat to sustained blessing is believing you earned it, deserved it, or produced it through your own cleverness or effort or goodness. And I want to protect you from that trap. So I am reminding you now, before the fullness of the breakthrough arrives, that everything you are about to receive is a gift. Everything is grace. Everything is because of me, not because of you. You did not make this happen. I made this happen. You did not earn this. I gave this. You did not achieve this through your strength. I accomplished this through my power. And keeping that truth central, keeping that perspective clear, keeping that reality front and center in your mind and heart, will allow you to sustain the victory long term. Because as long as you remember that I am the source, you will stay connected to the source. And as long as you stay connected to the source, the flow will continue. This is not a one-time breakthrough. This is not a temporary victory. This is not a brief season of blessing followed by a return to struggle. This is a shift into a new way of living. This is an entrance into a dimension of kingdom life that you have read about but never personally experienced until now. This is the beginning of sustained fruitfulness, ongoing victory, continuous breakthrough. Not because life stops being life, not because you never face challenges again, but because you have learned to live from connection with me, to operate in partnership with me, to draw on resources that are unlimited because they come from me. So do not approach what is coming as a lucky break, as a temporary reprieve, as a brief moment of relief in an otherwise difficult existence. Approach it as your new normal. Approach it as the beginning of the rest of your life. Approach it as the first fruits of a harvest that is going to continue year after year, season after season, for as long as you stay connected to me and walk in obedience to my leading. The best is not behind you. The best is before you. The best is ahead. The best is approaching. The best is arriving. The best is manifesting. And it is going to exceed anything you experienced before, anything you lost in previous seasons, anything you thought was as good as it could get. Because my best is always better than anything you have known, anything you can imagine, anything you can conceive in your limited human understanding. So lift your head, lift your eyes, lift your heart, lift your expectations, lift your faith, lift your praise. Because what is coming requires you to rise to meet it. What is coming requires you to expand to receive it. What is coming requires you to grow to carry it. And I am doing that work in you right now. I am enlarging your capacity. I am stretching your faith. I am increasing your strength. I am preparing you to handle dimensions of blessing that would have crushed you before, but that you are now ready to steward. The giants are falling. The walls are crumbling. The doors are opening. The resources are flowing. The people are coming. The opportunities are presenting themselves. The favor is manifesting. The breakthrough is here. Not coming. Not on the way. Not someday. Here. Now. In this moment. In this season. In this time. Receive it. Walk in it. Live it. Celebrate it. Share it. And watch what I do with a life that is fully yielded, fully committed, fully trusting, fully believing that I am who I say I am, and I do what I say I will do. This is your season of giant blessings. This is your season of massive victories. This is your season of overwhelming breakthrough. This is your season when everything shifts. This is your season when the impossible becomes possible. This is your season when miracles become normal. This is your season when faith becomes sight. This is your season when promises become possessions. This is your season when hope becomes reality. This is your season when waiting turns into receiving. This is your season when sorrow turns into joy. This is your season when mourning turns into dancing. This is your season when defeat turns into victory. Step into it. Embrace it. Own it. Live it fully. Because this is what I have been preparing for you. This is what I have been working toward. This is what I have been holding for you until the appointed time. And the appointed time is now. The fullness of time has come. The season has arrived. The moment is here. Your breakthrough is manifesting. Your victory is secured. Your blessing is released. Walk in it with confidence. Walk in it with faith. Walk in it with gratitude. Walk in it knowing that what I have begun, I will complete. What I have started, I will finish. What I have promised, I will fulfill. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what I have decreed concerning your life. And as you step into this season, as you begin to experience the manifestation of everything I have been preparing, I want you to know that I am with you every step of the way. You are not going into this alone. You are not being launched into a new dimension and left to figure it out by yourself. I am going with you. My presence is with you. My hand is upon you. My spirit is in you. My angels are around you. My favor is before you. My glory is covering you. And every resource of heaven is available to you as you walk in the purposes I have ordained for your life. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed by the goodness, by the abundance, by the speed at which things are happening. There will be times when you look around and think, is this really my life? Is this really happening? Can this really be sustained? And in those moments, I want you to remember this word. Remember that I spoke this over you before it manifested. Remember that I told you it was coming before you saw any evidence. Remember that I declared victory over your life before the battle was won in the natural realm. And let that memory anchor you, ground you, remind you that none of this is accidental. None of this is temporary. None of this is too good to be true. This is my faithfulness on display. This is my power being demonstrated. This is my love being poured out. And it is all for you because you are mine and I delight in you. There will also be moments when old fears try to resurface, when old doubts try to creep back in, when the enemy whispers that it cannot last, that something will go wrong, that you will lose what you gained. And in those moments, I want you to speak this word back to yourself. Speak the truth that I have spoken over you. Declare the promises that I have made to you. Remind yourself of what I said, not what the enemy is suggesting, not what your past experience is telling you, not what your fearful imagination is creating. What I said, what I promised, what I declared, because my word is truth. My word is power. My word is creative force that brings into existence what did not exist before. And when you speak my word, you are releasing that creative power into your situation. The victory I am giving you is not fragile. It is not precarious. It is not hanging by a thread, dependent on you doing everything perfectly to maintain it. This victory is solid. This victory is secure. This victory is built on the rock of my faithfulness, anchored in the bedrock of my unchanging nature, guaranteed by the blood of my Son. You cannot lose this victory by making mistakes. You cannot forfeit this blessing by having bad days. You cannot disqualify yourself from what I have qualified you for, because this is not about your performance. This is about my promise, and my promise does not change based on your performance. Yes, I want you to walk in obedience. Yes, I want you to stay connected to me. Yes, I want you to continue growing in maturity and wisdom and character. But none of those things are the foundation of your blessing. They are the fruit of your blessing. They are the response to my goodness, not the requirement for my goodness. I blessed you while you were still struggling. I chose you before you had proven yourself. I called you qualified before you felt qualified, and I am not changing my mind now. What I have given, I have given. What I have spoken, I have spoken. What I have decreed, and it stands forever. So walk in the freedom of knowing that you are loved unconditionally, accepted completely, blessed abundantly, not because you earned it, but because I gave it. Walk in the confidence of knowing that your victory is secure, not because you are holding on to it tightly, but because I am holding on to you. Walk in the joy of knowing that your future is bright, not because you have figured everything out, but because I have already gone ahead of you and prepared the way. Walk in the peace of knowing that you are not alone, not responsible for making everything work, not dependent on your own wisdom or strength or ability, but connected to unlimited resources through me. And as you walk in this new season, as you experience this new level, as you operate in this new dimension, remember that my grace is sufficient. My strength is made perfect in weakness. My power works best when you acknowledge your dependence on me. So do not try to become self-sufficient. Do not try to reach a place where you do not need me anymore. Do not think that the goal is to get strong enough that you can handle everything on your own. The goal is to stay weak enough that you keep depending on me, to remain humble enough that you keep seeking me, to maintain awareness of your needs so you keep drawing on my supply. Because I am the source of everything good in your life. I am the fountain of living water. I am the bread of life. I am the light of the world. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And apart from me, you can do nothing of eternal value, nothing of lasting significance, nothing that truly matters. But with me, through me, in partnership with me, you can do all things. You can accomplish purposes that seem impossible. You can impact lives in ways you never imagined. You can leave a legacy that extends far beyond your lifetime. You can be part of my work in the world, my kingdom advancing, my glory being revealed, my name being made known. This is the invitation I am extending to you. Not just to receive blessing, not just to experience victory, not just to enjoy breakthrough, but to partner with me in something bigger than yourself, something more significant than your personal comfort, something more lasting than temporal success. I am inviting you into purpose. I am calling you into destiny. I am commissioning you for assignment. And everything I have been doing in your life, everything you have been through, everything you are about to receive, is preparation for that purpose, qualification for that destiny, equipping for that assignment. So do not settle for just being blessed. Be a blessing. Do not be satisfied with just experiencing victory. Help others experience victory. Do not be content with just receiving breakthrough. Become a breakthrough for others. Because the ultimate purpose of everything I do in your life is not just about you. It is about my kingdom. It is about my glory. It is about the world knowing that I am God and there is no other. And you are part of that mission. You are part of that purpose. You are part of that plan. And I have been preparing you for such a time as this. The giants that are falling in your life are not just falling so you can be comfortable. They are falling so you can advance. They are falling so you can take territory. They are falling so you can establish my kingdom in places where darkness has reigned. The victories you are experiencing are not just for your enjoyment. They are for your empowerment. They are equipping you to help others win their battles. The breakthrough you are receiving is not just for your relief. It is for your release into the fullness of everything I created you to be and do. So as you receive, prepare to give. As you are blessed, prepare to bless. As you experience victory, prepare to help others experience victory. As you walk in breakthrough, prepare to become a breakthrough for others. Because this is the cycle of kingdom life. You receive so you can give. You are blessed so you can bless. You are healed so you can heal. You are delivered so you can deliver. You are set free so you can set others free. And as you give what you have received, as you pour out what has been poured into you, you create space for me to pour in even more. You create capacity for even greater blessing. You position yourself for even more significant victory. This is the abundant life I promised. Not just abundance of things, abundance of purpose, abundance of meaning, abundance of impact, abundance of fruitfulness, abundance that flows through you to touch lives, change circumstances, advance my kingdom, bring glory to my name. And you are about to step into that abundance. You are about to experience that overflow. You are about to walk in that dimension of fruitfulness where everything you touch prospers. Everyone you speak to is blessed. Every place you go is impacted by my presence that goes with you. So get ready. Prepare yourself. Open yourself. Expand yourself. Because what is coming is bigger than what you have known, greater than what you have experienced, more impactful than what you have imagined. And it is going to require all of you, not part of you, not most of you, all of you. Your whole heart, your complete focus, your total commitment, your full surrender, your absolute trust. Because what I am about to do through you is going to change lives, transform situations, advance my kingdom in ways that will leave a mark on eternity. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time. The time when everything you have been through makes sense. The time when everything you have suffered produces fruit. The time when everything you have invested yields return. The time when everything you have believed manifests. The time when everything I have promised comes to pass. And you are going to look back on this moment as the turning point, the breakthrough moment, the before and after moment, the moment when everything changed. And you are going to be grateful. Grateful that you did not give up. Grateful that you kept believing. Grateful that you trusted me even when you could not see what I was doing. Because what I was doing was greater than anything you could have imagined. And what I am about to reveal is going to exceed your wildest dreams. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a message that God has prepared specifically for you. Remember, you did not find this message by accident. You were led here because there is something in these words that your spirit needed to hear. Let this truth sink deep into your heart and watch as God begins to move in your life in powerful ways. Share this message with someone who needs encouragement, someone who is facing battles, someone who needs to be reminded that victory is already decreed in their name. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is here. Walk in it. Live in it. Receive everything God has prepared for you.